What's up guys, Axe here, and if you're watching this video then you're probably using one of Dropbox, Google Drive, iCloud or OneDrive. And for some people they work great for syncing files, but in my experience they are kind of slow and they have limits on how many files you can store. So that's why I am going to show you an alternative I found called Resilio Sync. And this alternative has no limits on how much data you can store, and there are no limits on how large your files can be, and it's really fast compared to these other cloud services. Now you're probably wondering, how could this be free? It's because Resilio Sync is very different from Dropbox and these other cloud services in that it doesn't store your files in the cloud actually. So what you do instead is you sync your files between your devices directly without the internet in between. And this has a lot of advantages because transferring your data in your local network is much faster than across the internet, and it's even faster if you're using this on several devices that are online at the same time. And a pretty big advantage of this is that you don't need an internet connection if your devices are on the same network. And the indexing of all the files is super fast. Maybe you've experienced this with OneDrive, for an example. When you start it up, it just says indexing for like 5 minutes before it even starts transferring any files between your devices. So that's not a problem here. And as I said, there are no file size limits. You can set gigabytes, even terabytes of data. And there's no limits on how much you can store. For an example, with Dropbox, they only give you 2 gigabytes free, and with Google Drive it's 15 gigabytes. So I mean, that's better, but most people still have more files than that. OneDrive gives you 5 gigabytes, so does iCloud, but yeah, with this there's no limits. And Resilio Sync also keeps a history of deleted files, so if you accidentally delete something, you'll be able to restore it. When it comes to security, since you're in charge of all your files, you've got your files on your own hard drives. You don't need to worry about them being in some cloud up above, who knows where. And you've probably heard about these cloud services being hacked. You won't put yourself at any risk of that. Resilio Sync is available for Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android, so whatever you've got, it's going to work. And now to the best part of it all, it's completely free. There is a pro version, but the free version has basically everything you could want. So far I've only been saying positive things about this, but surely there has to be some downsides, right? And sure, there are a couple. For example, there's no web interface. You can't go into your browser and look at your files since you own all of your files. And you need the pro version if you want to do like collaboration with co-workers and stuff, because only the pro version allows you to set permissions. And at least 2 of your devices need to be on and running Resilio Sync at the same time in order for your files to be synced. So the way that I've set this up is that I sync my most important files between my laptop and my desktop, and then I also sync my music library between my laptop, desktop and phone. But you could also use this to back up basically your entire computer. And one way that you could also set this whole thing up is using a NAS, a network attached storage. Which would mean that there will always be another device to sync to, and it's always nice to have an extra backup of your files. To end off this video, I'm going to show how to install and set everything up. So let's get to it. So in order to install, go to resilio.com, find the Sync Home download page, download it and save it, and then just run the installer like you would do with any application. Now that I've got it installed, I'm gonna open it up and add a new folder that I want to sync.
I'm gonna choose standard folder, and then I'm gonna select the folder that I want to be able to sync to other devices. And now I'll get a key here. This is what will allow me to sync this folder to other devices. So I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna grab it on my other computer. You can send it via email to yourself or however you want to do it. And then you go to your other computer and you click enter key or link in Resilio Sync. And then you paste your key in and click next. And then you'll be able to choose where on your other computer you want to save those files that you've been synced. And now it's gonna do a little bit of indexing, and then it will start syncing your files and you're ready to go.
That was all for this video. I hope you found it useful, and see you in the next one. Bye.